You have been awake for 18 hours. Your eyes burn, your thoughts are slow. Every part of you says, sleep. You lie down, close your eyes, and nothing happens. 30 minutes, an hour, your body is collapsing from exhaustion, and your brain will not let you rest. This is not insomnia caused by caffeine, blue light, or a bad mattress. This is a war between two systems inside your hypothalamus, one that has been counting every minute you have been awake and is demanding sleep, and one that has detected danger and is refusing to let you go unconscious. The exhaustion is real. The danger is not. But the alarm system does not know the difference. In 1982, Alexander Borbély, pronounced Borbély, at the University of Zurich, proposed a model that still governs sleep science. He called it the two-process model. Process S is sleep pressure, a chemical counter that rises the longer you're awake. Process C is your circadian clock, a 24-hour rhythm that opens and closes a gate for sleep. The molecule behind process S is adenosine. Every minute your neurons fire, they consume ATP. Adenosine is what remains. It accumulates in the basal forebrain, binding to receptors on wake-promoting neurons and gradually silencing them. After 16 hours, the signal is strong. Sleep now. But adenosine does not flip the switch alone. In 2005, Clifford Saper at Harvard described the architecture. The ventrolateral preoptic nucleus, call it the VLPO, is the brain's sleep switch. It sends inhibitory signals to the arousal centers, the locus coeruleus, pronounced locus, coeruleus, the dorsal raphe, the tuberomammillary nucleus. When the VLPO fires, these centers go silent. You fall asleep. The problem is that the arousal centers fire back. They inhibit the VLPO. This is Saper's flip-flop switch, mutual inhibition between two sides. One side wins, the other is suppressed. There is no middle ground. You are either awake or asleep. And stress determines which side wins. Follow a stressful evening. Step 1. You have spent the day under psychological pressure, deadlines, conflict, worry. Your amygdala reads each of these as a threat. It does not distinguish between a predator and an unanswered email. Step 2. The amygdala sends corticotropin, releasing hormone to the hypothalamus. 2 cascades begin simultaneously. The first reaches the pituitary, then the adrenal cortex. Cortisol enters the bloodstream. The second reaches the locus coeruleus directly. Norepinephrine floods the forebrain. Step 3. Cortisol keeps the arousal system elevated for hours. Norepinephrine directly inhibits the VLPO, the sleep switch. Even as adenosine accumulates, even as your circadian clock opens the sleep gate, the arousal side of the flip-flop holds the VLPO down. Step 4. You lie in bed. Adenosine is at its peak. Your eyes are heavy. Your muscles ache. But the locus coeruleus is still firing at 2 to 3 hertz, a waking rate. The switch will not flip. Sleep does not come. You are exhausted, and that is precisely why you cannot sleep. There are 2 kinds of exhaustion, and your body treats them differently. Physical exhaustion, a day of construction work, a long run, hours of manual labor, generates adenosine efficiently. Your muscles and brain consume vast amounts of ATP. Sleep pressure rises steeply. Cortisol spikes during the exercise, but it drops back to baseline within an hour or 2. The locus coeruleus quiets. By bedtime, process S is overwhelming and nothing is holding the flip-flop switch on the wake side. You fall asleep in minutes. Mental exhaustion, a day of arguments, anxiety, financial stress, emotional labor, does not work the same way. Your brain still consumes ATP, so some adenosine accumulates. but the cortisol does not resolve. The stressor is not a finite physical challenge. It is an ongoing psychological threat. The amygdala keeps signaling. CRH keeps flowing. Cortisol stays elevated through the evening and into the first half of the night, precisely when it should be at its circadian nadir. Alexandros Vgontzas, pronounced Vgontzas, at Penn State measured this directly. In 2001, he drew blood from chronic insomniacs every 30 minutes for 24 hours and measured ACTH and cortisol. Insomniacs had significantly elevated cortisol across the entire day, with the largest differences in the evening and early night. The cortisol rhythm was preserved, but the baseline was shifted upward, as if the thermostat for stress had been turned to a higher setting. This is not a sleep disorder. This is a stress disorder that manifests at bedtime. Michael Bonnet and Bonnet Arand at the Dayton VA reviewed the evidence in 2010 and concluded that insomnia is a 24-hour hyperarousal state. Elevated EEG frequency, elevated metabolic rate, elevated heart rate, elevated cortisol all day, every day. The insomnia you feel at night is the visible symptom of a system that never downshifts. The flip-flop switch is not metaphor, it is anatomy. The VLPO is a cluster of neurons in the anterior hypothalamus. It uses GABA and galanin to inhibit the locus coeruleus, the dorsal raphe, and the tuberomamillary nucleus. When the VLPO fires, arousal shuts down. When the arousal centers fire, the VLPO is suppressed. Saper showed that orexin neurons in the lateral hypothalamus stabilize the switch on the wake side, which is why the loss of orexin causes narcolepsy. The switch flips randomly without its stabilizer. The locus coeruleus contains roughly 15,000 neurons per hemisphere. It is the sole source of norepinephrine for the cortex. Gary Aston Jones characterized its firing patterns across decades of research. During quiet waking, the LC fires at 1 to 3 Hz. During stress, CRH inputs from the amygdala push the firing rate higher. During NREM sleep, it drops below 1 Hz. During REM, it falls to near 0. If the LC does not quiet, sleep does not begin. Irwin and colleagues measured nocturnal catecholamines in insomniacs and found elevated norepinephrine throughout the night, not just before sleep onset, but during the hours when the brain should be in its deepest rest. The arousal system was running a night shift it was never asked to run. The locus coeruleus does not know your deadline is imaginary. It responds to amygdala input, and the amygdala responds to thought. Lying in bed frustrated that you cannot sleep is itself a threat signal. The effort to sleep activates the system that prevents sleep. Arthur Spielman called this the perpetuating factor. The insomnia becomes its own cause. Your brain did not evolve for an inbox. It evolved for a savanna where every sound could be a predator, and falling asleep at the wrong moment meant death. The alarm system, cortisol, norepinephrine, the locus coeruleus, is the oldest part of your survival architecture. It has no concept of proportional response. A lion and a late rent payment activate the same cascade. Modern life is a chronic low-grade stress test that the HPA axis was never designed to handle. The system has no off switch, but threats that are abstract, ongoing, and unresolvable by fight or flight. The adenosine counter says you have been awake long enough. The alarm system says the threat is still present. The alarm always wins. This is the evolutionary mismatch at the center of the insomnia epidemic. Not screens, not caffeine, not mattresses. Stress that never resolves, running through hardware that never learned to ignore it. But here's what the system did not anticipate. You have a manual override. The vagus nerve runs from your brainstem to your lungs, heart, and gut. During exhalation, pulmonary stretch receptors send inhibitory signals up the vagus to the nucleus tractus solitarius in the medulla. From there, the signal propagates. Parasympathetic outflow increases. Sympathetic outflow decreases. The locus coeruleus receives indirect inhibition. Extend the exhale, 4 seconds in, 8 seconds out. And you amplify this reflex, 5 breaths per minute. Within 2 to 3 minutes, heart rate variability increases. Within 5 minutes, the sympathetic arousal that held the flip-flop switch on the wake side begins to weaken. Gerritsen and Band at Leiden University mapped this pathway in 2018. They called it respiratory vagal nerve stimulation. It is not meditation. It is not mindfulness. It is a reflex arc, a physical cable carrying inhibitory signals from the lungs to the arousal centers. You cannot think the locus coeruleus into silence, but you can breathe it there. You have been awake for 18 hours. Your eyes burn. Your thoughts are slow. But now you understand why the switch will not flip. Adenosine is screaming for sleep. Cortisol and norepinephrine are holding the gate closed. 2 systems, built for different threats, locked in opposition inside a brain that cannot tell a lion from a late email. 4 seconds in, 8 seconds out. The vagus nerve carries the signal. The locus coeruleus quiets. The switch begins to move. Every week, another piece of the machinery that runs your night. Subscribe. The next episode might change what you think you know about your own brain.